Today we are wrapping up our Coaches Week here on Community in Focus. Now the high school season, it is now exactly 3 weeks away, and the players and the coaches of Southern Illinois, well, you can bet they are getting ready. Now one team looking to get back into the playoff picture this year, the Carbondale Terriers. And now I am joined by Coach Bryan Lee. I got ahead of myself, Coach. Coach, welcome to the show today.
Thank you so very much for having me. I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. And you're right down the road. Let's just hop right into it and talk about what's up for the Terriers this season.
Yeah, you know, if we kind of described our season, like what were our goals and the things that we're looking forward to, like last year was kind of a bad date for us. And, you know, we did not make the playoffs last year. And for us, that's kind of an expectation. So I don't know if you've ever been on a bad date, but like, that season is like, okay, it's over. That date went really poorly. And so you spend the whole next weekend, the whole next week trying to figure out like how can next time be a better date.
Sure.
And so, you know, in the off season, we've looked at our film, we looked at our personnel, we looked at how our kids learn, all those kind of things. So I think that if we're going to describe the Terriers this year, it's probably going to be, we're going to be a hungry team. We'd like to go out and prove that last year was kind of a misnomer of like, you know, of just circumstances for us. And we're really athletic. That's one of the most athletic teams. And for Carbondale, that's saying a lot. There are a lot of great athletes that have come and are in Carbondale.
And that's true.
And so really we're hungry for the next date and to prove that, you know, we belong in kind of the relevancy of the conversation.
Well, I know you belong in the relevancy, but I also know that the hunger there makes it that much better whenever you're able to achieve that.
No, that's exactly right.
Right.
That's going to be good for us.
Well, no, now that we're exactly 3 weeks away from your meeting with Murfreesboro, let's talk about that. Now, you get them on the road this year. What's that look like for you guys?
Well, it's interesting because every time somebody mentions we're 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, like I'm like, don't make that face because it's just like, because it's such a big game and it's like it's the first game. I said, first of all, our preparation is hydration. We went there a couple years ago on the road and it seemed like it was the temperature of the sun. We had kids fall out. We realized that our conditioning and hydration need to work, so that's something that we've focused on. But also just like we've looked at our film from last year. We had a barn burner with them last year. We've looked at things that we could have done better, things that they do well. Coach Gary Carter is a great coach. They've had a really good program there. And they're 7 miles down the road. Our kids go to church with their kids.
Right.
And so like if their kids have a bad cold, we're like, hey, did you hear their quarterback has a cold this week? So you kind of fight like some of that. Like, you know, you try to make sure that you're not making assumptions on those kind of things. But with a rivalry game 7 miles down the road, you just want to make sure that your kids are ready for it. They're in the right state of mind and that we're conditioned and hydrated enough to go out there and play our best.
Okay, well, that's very fair. Well, okay, going 2 years ago, now you won every game in the South 7.
Yes.
Last year, we take a look at that, and it was a loss in every conference game. Okay,
yes.
Trying not to look backward, but looking forward for this year. How do you get back into that successful streak?
Well, Rich, I'm going to tell you, we're really like relying on hard work and math because we won the conference in 19, in 21, in 23. So now it's 25. So I feel like, look, math. I'm not a math guy, but that should be on our side. But honestly, like we played some really close games last year, games we should have won. And so then what you do again is you go back and think, okay, what did we do wrong that kept us from winning those games? And the other thing that we've done a lot this season, Rachel, is we've looked at it and said, okay, how are our kids learning? Like as an educator, this is almost 30 years for me, we realized that our kids, if they learn different in the classroom, they may learn different on the football field. And so we have really spent the whole offseason trying to figure out how do we differentiate our instruction for these kids. Like some of our kids are better visual learners. And so we found out that we have like more emojis and stuff, you know, like we've just gone and tried to break it down and be the best team that we can be. And we have the advantage that we have all 4 of those conference games on at home. So like that's a weird thing. Last year we're 4 on the road. This year we're 4 at the home. And we have a tough conference with really good teams, with good coaches, and nothing is ever easy in the South 7. But our job is to be as prepared as possible, and I think that we're going to be good.
I love that you are breaking out all the tools in the arsenal because everybody is a different learner. I love that you're taking that approach with it.
Yeah, I mean, we just took a long, hard look at ourselves and think it's not what we know if we can't translate it to kids. And so we even talked to some of our special ed department and said, hey, like when you have kids who learn differently, you know, like how do you differentiate that? And I think that we came up with some strategies, and all that sounds good right now, you know, 3 weeks out, and we'll see how that translates. But I feel like we're doing right by our kids to try to make sure that we're getting as much information into them as possible in ways that they can learn best.
I love that because it's also an education as well out there on the field.
Absolutely. This is stuff they'll take into the job force and all those kind of things as well.
You bet. All right. Well, as we wrap up, Coach, is there any last I don't know, any last gems that you want to pass along to the Terrier fans out there?
Well, I'd like to encourage our Terrier fans to come watch our kids play,
Yeah.
and whether it's our football kids or our soccer kids, because what we also see is that like a lot of our kids, their parents work. I mean, you know, we're in a situation where a lot of parents work 2 jobs, and you know, God
Yes.
bless them for doing that to provide for them. But so if you ever find yourself on a Friday night or a Tuesday and think, hey, I'm just going to look up that athletic schedule, and maybe I'll go see Jeff and his soccer team play, or I'll go watch. It means so much for those kids to see the faces they see in the community, the people they see at Walmart, those kind of things, to feel that kind of support that they don't always have people in the stands to take care of them. So my one gem or my one ask would be that our Terrier fans come out and support our Terriers, or even just in Southern Illinois, go support a kid, go make their experience good, give them something to remember.
That is such a great note to leave on, Coach.
Okay, well, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you for coming in today. And hey, hopefully you're filling the stands for the Terriers this year.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach.